I analyzed 100 birth charts of overnight fame athletes, singers, authors, scientists, bloggers. Then I did something most astrology don't. I ran every single chart through both systems. 100 Western, 100 Vedic, 200 chart total. The yogas everyone talks about, only one exceeded the average. The Western aspects present, but not the engine. The real engine was hidden in the indicators, which we never checked. The Lilith, the Lord of Fortune, the Atmakaraka, the Arudha, Lagna. And if, like me, you are on the journey of learning astrology, watch by the end and guess which astrology system revealed the markers of sun fame more accurately.
It's way more fun on Talks by the Stars.
Here's what I did. I collected 100 birth charts of sudden fame. Then I translated every single chart in the both systems, Western, Tropical, Vedic, Sidereal, and I compared the data against the average frequency of each indicator in the general population. I tracked the Ascendant, every house, every planet, every house ruler, the Nakshatras, the royal stars, the yogas, and something I call the secret points. And what I'm about to show you are only the findings that significant different from average. So let's go. And one thing, I know my accent isn't perfect for everyone. If it helps, turn on the captions. They're right here. Let's start with the Ascendant. In the Western charts, mutable rising signs were dominated: Virgo, Sagittarius, Cancer, and Gemini. In the Vedic system, the most popular Lagnas were Gemini, Virgo, Scorpio, Libra, Sagittarius, and the Ascendant ruler was led in third, 9, 6, 2nd, and 5 houses. And where is Lagnish? In the 6th, 2nd, 4th, 8th, and 12 houses. Difficult placement. These were ordinary people who suddenly smiled their luck. The most popular planets in the first house in Western chart were Venus, Chiron, Jupiter. And what planets are actually sitting in the Vedic Lagna? By a massive margin, Moon, Mercury, and Venus, the best planets that bring a durable. The 10th house, the Midheaven. In the Western charts, the Midheaven signs were overwhelmingly air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But in Vedic, the MC most often landed in the Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini, and Cancer. In Western, the Midheaven ruler landed most often in the 11th, 12th, 3rd, 2nd, 4th houses, and the 10th lord in the Vedic, with in 2nd, 6th, 12th, 1st, 9th houses. In Western, Venus was most popular planet in the 10th house. Again, this proves that the 1st and 10th house is favorite placement. The planets sitting in the Vedic 10th house were Mars, Venus, and the Sun, visible planets. But its ruler was in the shadows. And now, that's what you will be waiting for. Every second chart in the Western system, 49 out of 100, had a planet or lunar node sitting directly on the Ascendant, and 35% of these charts had a planet or node sitting directly on the MC. That is not a random distribution. That is the universe marking these people as visible to everyone. But now, here's where it gets interesting in the Vedic systems. The Arudha Lagna, which shows how the world recognizes you. The most popular signs were Aries, Pisces, Gemini, and Libra. But in nearly half of 100 charts, The Arudha Lagna landed in the 11th or 3rd house. This is a pattern. The 11th is the audience and gains. The 3rd is the communication and carriage. What does it mean? The world's communicators and motivators who attract massive followings. I'll be direct with you. The planets and houses rulers did not scream. But some placements stood out sharply enough. The Sun. In Western systems, the Sun lands in Aries and Pisces. In Vedic systems, the Sun appeared most in Pisces and Aquarius. The Sun appeared most often in the 9th and 12th houses in Western, but in Vedic, Sun most often lived in the 3rd house. Remember these houses. The Moon. The Moon in Western, Virgo and Scorpio. In Vedic, the Moon was most often in Libra, led by a large margin. And Moon houses, in Western, it appeared most in the 12th, 7th, and 3rd houses. In Vedic, the Moon led in the 1st house by a large margin. See this pattern. Moon in Libra in the 1st house, and Rahu. In Western, it was mostly in Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo. In Vedic, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and Leo. And what about Rahu houses? In Western, it was 2nd, 12th, and 7th. But in Vedic, it was 2nd, 9th, 7th, 3rd houses. But let's talk about the houses, because it can tell us more specific story. The axis, and the most populated axis across all planets in Western, 3, 9, and 6, 12 axis. Communication and expansion, daily work and hidden things. The most populated houses across all planets in Vedic, 2nd, 3rd, and 9th. The same pattern. Now, the house rulers. This is where pattern is locked in. In Western charts, the ruler of the 11th house was mostly in the 9th, 3rd, 11th, 8th, 4th houses. The ruler of the 10th house lived in the 11th and 12th houses, and the ruler of the 2nd house lived in the 2nd, 5th, and 9th houses. Communication and expansion again and again. In Vedic charts, the ruler of the 11th house was most often in the 1st, 10th, 3rd, or 9th houses. The ruler of the 10th house appeared most in the 12th and 8th houses. The ruler of the 2nd house was mostly in the 12th houses. Do you see this pattern? Both systems. Independent calculations. Different zodiacs. The 3-9 axis. The 10th lord in the 12th. Over and over. These were not charts of people born on the stage. These were charts of people born with something to say behind the scenes. The Nakshatras told us the story that the planets alone couldn't. Across all 100 Vedic charts, 3 Nakshatras dominated: Purva Bhadrapada, Vishaka, and Uttara Ashadha. These are ruled by Jupiter and the Sun. Jupiter expands, the Sun illuminates. The Ascendant Nakshatras, Mrigashira and Purvanasu, both are ruled by Mercury and Jupiter. The Sun Nakshatras, Revati and Purva Bhadrapada. The Moon Nakshatras, Uttara Phalguni, Rohini, and Uttara Ashada. Fame and destruction in the same list. That's not a mistake. That's the truth that data is telling. Now, the fixed stars in the Western astrology. The Bahamian stars came first. 63 charts, nearly 2/3. They match the Bahamian stars to a natal planet or chart point. That sounds big. It's not, it's average. But what is interesting, the royal stars Aldebaran, Regulus, and Ceres form allowed. I tidied the orb to 1 degree. 1. And 37 of 100 sudden fame child carry the royal star connection and 1 degree. More than 1 in 3. And Ceres led. Aldebaran showed up the list. But if we take orb 2 degree, 55 chart has connection with natal points. That is not coincidence. The royal stars were not decorated in these charts. They were participants. And now let's see, for example, on chart of Aishwarya Rai. One crowned Miss World, and the world knew her name. Western chart, MC and Libra, Air, Jupiter in the first house, and then the Moon and Lilith fused together, sitting directly on the Ascendant. Rahu in the 12th, the 6-12 axis lit up, the ruler of the 10th hidden in the 12th, Neptune near Antares, the heart of the Scorpion, dissolving the line between woman and myth. Vedic chart, Sagittarius rising, the moon, Venus, Rahu, packed into the first house, beauty, magnetism, Arudha Lagna in the fourth, the 11th lord in the first, the pattern that my research confirmed. Now, let's start with the aspects in Western astrology. And here the truth this data told me. Aspects were not the main factor. In the list were aspects between Venus, Jupiter, Moon, Pluto, Venus, Neptune, Moon, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, and Sun, Mars. But one thing for your attention. Moon aspects to the rulers of the first, second, and 10th houses were clearly expressed across the whole distribution. But when I compared this number against random chance, they didn't spark dramatically enough to be the cause. The same story played out in the Vedic with yogas. I tested Raja Yoga, Mahapurusha Yoga, Gajakesari Yoga, Parivardhana Yoga, Amala Yoga. They appear quite often, but they didn't exceed the average, all except one, Dhana Yoga. It appeared at 82 out of 100 charts. The common combinations were the second lord with the fifth lord, the ninth lord with the second lord, and the first lord with the second lord. The aspects and yoga were real, but they were not the engine. The engine was hidden somewhere else, in indicators most astrologers never even check. We are going somewhere most astrologers never go. I call these secret points. Let's start with Lilith in Western astrology. Where did it land across 100 charts of sudden fame? Aries, Leo, Scorpio. Signs that demand to be noticed. And its houses, the 12th, 8th, and the 3-9th axis. But its aspects, in almost every chart, the Sun aspect Lilith directly. Lilith also most often aspected the ruler of the 12th house, the house of hidden things and isolation. Gendente. These are points of spiritual crisis, of transformation. They appear in only 19 charts. 19% is not a majority, but when Gendenta did appear, it most often marked the ruler of the 10th house, the Chiron in Western. Across these 100 charts, Chiron most often appeared in Aries, Gemini, and Scorpio, on the 6-12 and 3-9 axis. Again, and Chiron most often aspected the ruler of the 11th house, the house of audience, of community, of the collective. Vargatama in the Vedic system. At least one Vargatama appeared in 55 charts. That's about average. The most popular Vargadama planet is Venus, then Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. And now, the real indicators you'll be waiting for. Fortune Pars and Atmakaraka. Fortune Pars, or the lot of fortune in Western astrology, represents prosperity, luck, and the place where a physical world loves you. In these 100 charts, fortune most often landed in the Taurus, Aries, and Gemini. Fortune Pars was most often in 4th, 10th, and 5th houses. The home, the career, the creative self. Fortune Pars aspects. 46 charts had the Sun aspect a lot of fortune. 32 charts had the Moon aspecting it, and 30 Jupiter, Lilith, or the lunar nodes. I want to tell you again, nearly half the chart had the Sun fortune aspects. The planet of visibility is tied directly to the success. The Atmakaraka is the planet of your soul. It carries your deepest karmic lesson. The most frequent signs: Aquarius, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Taurus, and Libra. But Atmakaraka houses, third and ninth in a very large margin again. And across this 100 chart of sudden fame, the most common Atmakaraka were Mercury, Venus, and Mars. The Atmakaraka, as the planet of the soul, this most often Mercury and Eris Sun on the 3-9 axis, and this pattern was confirmed through our entire study. The soul of sudden fame is communication, ideas, words. Now, let's look at the Haley Joel Osment chart. 11 years old. One role in the Sixth Sense movie, and the entire planet knew his face. Western chart. Mars on the Ascendant. Sun in Aries. Moon in the 12th. Rahu in the 2nd. Ruler of the 1st in the 11th. Ruler of the 10th in the 12th. Ruler of the 11th in the 3rd. Venus near Aldebaran. And here what gets interesting. A trine between the Sun and Lilith in Leo. The fortune Pars in Aries, fused with the Sun. Every single pattern of sudden fame in an 11-year-old boy. Now Vedic chart. Moon and Mars together in the 1st, and Arudha Ashara. The 10th in Libra, Arudha Lagna in the 11th. Exactly where our research said it would be. Sun in Pisces, Rivali in the 3rd, Rahu in the 2nd, the 11th Lord in the 1st, again, the 2nd Lord in the 12th, again, the 1st Lord in the Mula, again, and finally, Atmakaraka, the Sun in the 3rd. The pattern confirmed. I won't pretend this was easy. 200 charts, 2 systems, weeks of cross-referencing placements, house rulers, sectarian points, fixed stars. I was exhausted. So now I want to hear from you. Which systems, in your opinion, reveal the sudden fame more accurately? Western or Vedic? For me, neither wins. They completely each other. Did any of these surprise you? Or did it disappoint you? Drop in the comments. And if there is a question this video didn't answer, write it too. I read every single one. One more thing. What should I analyze next? 100 chart of what? Longevity? Scandal? Tell me because this serious? And it's just getting started. Follow Talk by the Stars and let's keep growing together.
It's way more fun on Talks by the Stars.